I keep mentioning this book every single video of mine I've made till now, and that is the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. This book is an actual gem of its time. It has helped me over a billion times. So let me tell you a story. It's a few months ago. I'm rather consistent in my day-to-day activities like 30 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation, YouTube upload, learning, relationship with my mom, studying, waking up at 4:30. Like most beginners in self-improvement, I was slacking off every single week or so. And then I came across this book called The 5 a.m. Club. At that point of time, I was, really inconsistent with my task of waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. I am still a student and I need to study every day, practicing questions and stuff. And waking up at 5 a.m. would solve all of it as I would have extra 2 hours before my school. So, but as I said, I was very inconsistent. When I came across this book, before I came across this book, I was really resent towards Robin Sharma. I don't know why, but I thought that his books were very, very, very overrated. Like some of his books, like The Monk Who Sold the Ferrari. And when I came across this book, I knew that this book would solve the problem of me not waking up at 5 a.m. But the author, which I didn't like that much, even though I didn't read one of his book, made it challenging to buy me this book. But in the end, I bought it and I have it and I'm showing it in front of you. And it has changed my life at least 200%. So in this video, I will be explaining the brief features. I've got my notes as well. By the way, guys, if you read and you don't have any sort of note-taking method for recalling in the future, you might probably think that reading is a huge waste of time. So make yourself a journal and take your notes in that, whatever you just read. Do it by just not copying from the book. Do it by active recalling. So the first thing that I learned in this book is the ancient brain versus the mastery brain. Think about thousands of years ago when humans just started to evolve barely. Evolution was a very time-consuming thing. But we still have a part of our brain called the ancient brain. This brain still is there inside of us and will be still there for years to come. I'm talking of centuries, maybe a millennium or so. So what is this ancient brain which I'm talking about? I'm talking about none other than the thoughts, the inside thoughts, which are keeping us safe and alert from our danger and death situation. Remember the time when you saw a YouTube video of how our ancestors used to thrive in the jungle. They used to kill. They used to sleep under the stars. Also alert of potential danger. Like at that time, our ancestors were living next to saber-toothed lions. One of the most, dangerous creatures ever to be lived on Earth. During that time, the part of our brain, it really evolved to keep us safe and to keep us alert during the day. The same brain now is causing a hindrance to our growth. How, you might ask? Keeping us safe, keeping us alert is such a good thing. Why is it a hindrance to our growth? It is because Remember the time when you tried to, exercise? You would be consistent for the first 3 days or so. But on the fourth day, what has happened? You're getting these thoughts of maybe I should, give a day off. Maybe I should eat some sugar. Maybe I should train less today. These internal voices, your fears, your own mind tricking you for comfort, and you and me both know that comfort kills mastery. You need to get up and do the hard work, even if you don't feel like it. So, this part of our brain, the ancient brain, was to keep us safe and alert from danger or death situations. Is the same brain which is telling us to be alert, safe from the grueling task which we ourselves know that is good for us. Is going to spike our dopamine levels high. It's going to spike our testosterone levels high. We are going to grow from it. But what? Why? Why do we get these thoughts? And after a few years of evolution, we now have this brain called the mastery brain. The mastery brain is the evolving brain which helps us in mastery. When we step out of our comfort zone, the amygdala, also called the ancient brain, gets fired up. Cortisol, the hormone, the fear hormone, the anxiety hormone, spikes up, gets released. We enter either fight, flight, or freeze zones. The ancient brain does not want us to evolve. How do we fix this? How do we fix this? It's not the scientific, tips which I tell you every time. This is kind of lame, but it's so helpful. Trust me on this. We take a step back and we look at the play that the ancient brain has on us. So that was chapter 1 of what I learned. People have a limited amount of focus during the day. So there's this scientist, which I don't remember his name at all. So Robin explains in his book that we have something called the cognitive bandwidth during the day. Let me give you an example to make you understand better. We'll keep 2 people with us. The first, Jeffrey. You all know where is this coming from. And 2, shallow breather. Maybe I should not take shallow breather. Jeffrey, Adonis. I will, these names are obviously copied and we all know where they are from. But just let's get to the main part. So Jeffrey, every day, he wakes up, takes his phone, scrolls for 20 minutes or more. Some days he scrolls for 40 minutes. His dopamine levels are skyrocketed in that period of time. We all know that is bad. But poor Jeffrey doesn't know anything. He scrolls and eventually he gets to the juicy part. He's seeing half naked girls dancing. And what does he do? What thoughts does he get? He gets the thought of relapsing. Then Jeffrey's dopamine levels skyrocket again because he's just relapsed. He has done the most extreme thing that a man could do. Spread his seed out. Jeffrey then, eats sugar. He finally gets down to studying. What does he do? At one corner of his desk, he has his books. At the other corner, he has his phone, which is playing rap music. He's listening it with his headphones in full volume. Center in front of him, he has a science textbook. Next to him, he has, siblings which are screaming. In front of him, he has a laptop which is playing a movie. I'm sure you can all vision this. But the thing which I'm trying to explain is every time we try to focus, we leave a part of focus behind. For example, when you start a day, suppose you have 100 focus points. By the end of the day, you would have maybe 1, maybe 0, maybe 10 focus points. As you sit down to do anything, from choosing what clothes to wear, you give your focus away. So Robin explains that every human being has a limited focus for the day. He tells tasks which screw up the concentration, which leaves behind valuable focus at mindless tasks, multitasking. By noon, poor Jeffrey can't focus. So what's the takeaway? We have a limited amount of bandwidth or cognitive bandwidth with us. So we need to focus at one grueling task at one period of time. Chuck that phone, stop listening to Eminem, stop listening to Tupac, rap really screws your brain. Keep all electronics out, and I will be explaining during the 91 rule why you need to keep your electronics out, and also the eat the frog concept later during the video. So before I continue, there's this quote which I absolutely love, and it goes like this. The time that the 95% waste is the time that the 5% treasure. I mean, what a thought that is. This is also from Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. club. I mean, it really is funny because I'm the same person just a month later that I'm talking so great of Robin Sharma. I mean, he easily is my number 1 author right now. So back to the topic. The 5 a.m. is where there is no distraction, where all alpha male Adonis do the eat the frog protocol. So what is the eat the frog protocol? During my previous video, I explained why we need to do cold showers. Also, why do we need, to do a grueling task as early as possible. So this eat the frog, comes in play very well. After you do your cold showers, you're in alert mode. You're in the fight mode. You're very alert. Also, the ancient brain is part of the ancient brain is working. But let's keep that aside. After maybe half an hour or so, your focus levels will be the maximum because you've just finished cold showering. So it's the point where 60 minutes of grueling, the hardest of hardest tasks from your main niche you do. For a student, for example, his eat the frog, protocol will be to practice exam questions, not to study. Many students will cope on this particular topic that, oh yeah, nothing, studying is my eat the frog method. But no, I find practicing a previous year question papers is the most hardest thing that you can do while studying. For a YouTuber maybe, it's to not to make banners, it's not to get followers, it's not to upload on Instagram, it's not to scroll on Instagram, it's not to get leads, it's to record videos. That's the most grueling task, the most important task that a YouTuber could do to grow his channel. So that is the eat the frog method. I hope you understood that every morning, as soon as you wake up, you need to do one grueling task which is so important to your niche, and to do it with maximum focus with no distractions. In the next video, I will be explaining the transient hyperfrontality. because I'm running late for my tuition classes right now. So thank you. Bye. Have a good day. Remember, part-time commitment always leads to part-time results. Bye bye.